In this video we'll review the Clavier Folding Piano 88. Just sit back and enjoy the presentation. After reviewing the Folding Piano 88 from Carry On, it was taken on a flight. The keyboard was unfolded on the tray in front of the seat and the tray for the next seat that was not used. Here part of the keyboard can't be unfolded and was leaning against the window. Due to the engine noise, headphones was used for playing 10,000 feet above ground. Next on the shopping list is the Clavier portable folding piano from a company in Canada for traveling that folds into two. Let's check Amazon to see what they have under folding piano. Looks like Amazon has a Vari 88 in black and a Magicon in white. Select the Vari. Zoom in for a closer look. On the left are the on-off switch, LED screen, round knob and 4 buttons. Let's check out the Magicon. These two look like knockoffs of the Clavier Piano. Not going to say which is the original and which are the knockoffs. Maybe they're the same folding keyboard under different brand names. The next closest is the Vibrato 88 folding piano. It is similar but not the same. Have to assume eBay has the same ones. The Clavier Piano is only available on the official site. Let's go there and put in an order. Since the company is in Canada, so any payment in a foreign currency will be converted to Canadian dollars. Shop now. The price is at $360 with the 30% discount, which is just under $290. And you get to choose between black and white. Let's get a white. Time to check out. 2 weeks later a package arrived by courier. The box is 7 inches or 18 centimeters wide and the length is a little less than 27 inches or 68 centimeters. Beware that you may be charged extra for shipping or import duties even if you're in Canada, since the label says made in China and it was sent from an address in Hong Kong. The box can fit into a large suitcase for a flight, but as a rule, anything with a rechargeable lithium-ion battery has to be hand-carried on board. The box was opened carefully. Remove the bubble wrap on both sides and the little pieces of styrofoam. Put the music stand off to the side. Here we see a carrying case. Drop the instructions manual on the floor. Unzip the case and we find a plastic wrap around the keyboard. Voila! Next, put the keyboard on the table. Use the USB wall adapter to get the battery charged. There is a red light next to the plug to show that it is charging. An hour later, unplug the wall adapter. The battery is now fully charged and you should be able to get a few hours of playing without a power source. Before setting up the keyboard, look on the back and we see the power socket and 4 little ones next to it. The power cable with an USB plug can be used for MIDI input to your computer. The socket for the headphones is found on different keyboards, so it's a standard thing. Next to it is the mic. Not sure what this is used for. Maybe it's for a microphone when someone is singing along. The first page of the instruction manual has a diagram of all the sockets but don't tell you what they're for. And there is a socket that says MP3. You might think this is for transferring MP3 files. The keyboard doesn't even store sound files as MP3. This is probably the auxiliary or line out plug that has the wrong label on it. You can plug in a stereo cable to a recording device to record your playing. The last is for the sustain pedal. This will be discussed in more details later on. Unfold the keyboard and in seconds the two pieces snap together. As you can see, there is a push button at the back to unlock the pieces. Put it on the portable stand that can be used for a full-size keyboard. Then the music stand and the music. Turn it on. The keys on this thing is touch sensitive, by the way. Let's hear what soft and loud playing sound like. The Clavier Piano has a soft touch similar to the buttons on a TV remote or an elastic band. When you press the keys, there is a bit of tension pushing back up. Now let's play a bit of Beethoven. This keyboard is already much better than the Folding Piano 88 from Carry-On that was reviewed last December. The first impression is that it's not easy to control loud and soft with your fingers. At least there is no plastic noise coming from the keys. On the table are 4 different sustain pedals. If you are serious learning to play the piano, you would eventually need to use foot pedals. Unless you have a full-size keyboard, you won't be able to plug in a 2 or 3 pedal unit. A keyboard for learning usually comes with a sustain pedal. On the left is the cheap pedal from Carry-On for the Folding Piano 88. It doesn't stay put on the floor very well and is hard to hold in the middle, so we won't use it. The next two look very similar, except the one for the Clavier Piano has a small plug. If you put an adapter with a small plug on the one from Yamaha, it's not going to work properly because the polarity is reversed. After plugging it in, you'll find that pressing the pedal down would stop the sustain and coming back up would sustain the notes. The pedal on the right is a generic one made with brass from Italy that works for different keyboards. It has a feel that is close to the one on an acoustic piano and doesn't cost much. You need to plug it in with the adapter. If you find that the sustain is the wrong way around, just turn it over and switch the polarity. Now let's do a quick test to see how well the pedal that comes with the keyboard works against the Italian pedal. First is the one for the Clavier Piano. Now the brass pedal. It's hard to tell them apart. The sustain pedal in the box feels like you need to press it all the way down to get the sound to sustain. It doesn't have shades of gray such that you can hold the pedal in the middle and get a less sustained response. When you turn the keyboard on, the default volume is set to 12. Turn the round knob and you can get it up to 16 or down to 1 if you want to practice late at night. The default sound is the simulation of an acoustic piano. Hold the tone button and turn the round knob back, we get to 128 gunshot. Followed by applause, helicopter, telephone ring, bird tweet and seashore. Let's try a few of these, starting with seashore. We can play around with the interesting sound effects all day. Let's scroll to honky piano. Next scroll to cello, which is number 42. Let's try oboe. Very nice. How about clarinet? Should make Mozart very happy. Now press the demo button to hear the songs in memory, starting with song number 0. Turn the round knob back and you get to song number 20. In total there are 21 songs. On the display you see the song name, tempo, and volume. Right now the default volume is on 12. To get the playback to be softer or louder, press tone and change the volume. To change the tempo, hold the round knob down until you see tempo and press it again. Turn the knob to make the song play faster or slower. Press demo to stop the playback. Definitely the songs you'd want to learn. Next are the rhythms. The Clavier Piano has 128 different ones. Press the round knob once to turn it on. Press it again to turn it off. Scroll through some of the rhythms available. To change the tempo, hold the round knob until you see tempo. Press it again. Turn the knob to make it faster or slower. Hold the tone button and select another instrument sound. Turn the knob to adjust the volume. You can play around with different rhythms for the whole day. Alright, enough fun for today, turn it off. Next scroll through the settings on the display menu. Hold the round knob for a few seconds and tempo comes on. Turn to the right and eventually we're back to tempo. Scroll past it and we see pitch at +0. Press the knob to select it. Many keyboards have transpose instead of pitch. Press the middle C. Turn to the right one at a time and keep pressing the middle C. Can't go higher than +6. Go the other way starting with -1. Turn it back to 0, and play a tune. Turn to +2 and continue playing. This feature is handy for transposing a song without having to relearn it in another key. Next, select Split and turn it on. The keyboard splits into two halves. The left half has 39 keys and goes up to the B before middle C. The right half has 49 keys and starts from the middle C. This setting is good for a teacher doing a demo on one side and the student playing on the other. When you get into advanced repertoire, you'd need to use more than half the keyboard. Next we have chord, and you can choose between single and fingers. Some people may find this feature useful while others would think this is more for fun. First you press different keys and nothing seems to be happening. The manual says the chord function is intended to work with the rhythms. While the chord setting is on fingers, press the tone button and the round knob to activate the first rhythm. Press keys at random and you notice the keys on the left side up to the F sharp have no sound. The ones on the right are playable. Change the menu back to chord. When chord is on single or fingers, the left side is designated for playing chords. When it is off, you have access to the full keyboard. Change to single. Press a key and we hear a chord play repeatedly on top of the rhythm. Press different keys and you hear different chords. Now change to fingers. Press a key and nothing happens. This time you need to play a 3-note chord before you hear it. Try playing different chords. Some keyboards allow you to use shortcuts to play chords on top of a melody, but not here. Turn chord off and the rhythm off. Next is learn, which is off by default, and there is A mode and B mode. This feature allows you to learn just the 21 songs on the demo list, as there is no song library to access more songs. Press Demo and pick Song 001, which is Song of Joy. This is their version of the Beethoven Ode to Joy, which is easy to learn. When Learn is activated, all you hear is the bass sound repeated over and over. The screen is now showing the name of the song. Change it back to Learn and select A mode. When Learn is off, we hear both the melody and the bass playing. After Learn is changed to A mode, pick a key and keep pressing. The notes of the melody is coming out one at a time. Note that the keyboard does not teach you how to read music or count beats. You just memorize the sound pitches of a song as you hear them. Keep pressing and run the sequence a few times. After a while, the bass changes to different sounds. Think we're getting to the end of the song and the melody is starting from the beginning again. When you think you can recall the notes of the song, switch to B mode. The keyboard waits for you to hit the right keys one at a time. If you hit a wrong key, you don't hear a sound until you press the right one. Here the same finger is used over and over. Sorry to say that recalling notes is not going to teach you the proper hand positions, fingerings, or how to count beats. The Clavier Piano does not come with a songbook or video demos to teach you the proper way to play. Don't know why the designers would include a learning feature that doesn't teach the basics of piano playing. A beginner is not going to get very far just by pressing keys by trial and error. Turn off the demo song. Next we have sustain, and it is off by default. Turn it on. Change the instrument to a church organ and hear something really interesting. Before playing, hold the round knob and get sustain back on the display. The echoes you hear at the end of the notes really make the organ sound like you're in a cathedral when playing in the living room. Turn the sustain off and the organ doesn't sound as grand. Scroll the instrument back to acoustic piano. Turn sustain on. You get the sound of the sustain pedal down full time even when you're not pressing it with your foot. Turn sustain off and you get the normal piano sound. This time only use a touch of the pedal at the end of a phrase, which is what you'd do when playing this piece normally. Vibrato is off by default. It is the pitch vibrations you hear from an instrument like a violin or cello. If you turn vibrato on, you get a weird sound for every instrument on the list. Here piano with vibrato on sounds like a soundtrack from a sci-fi movie. Turn vibrato off and we hear the normal piano sound. Next is the drum kit. Turn it on and you have a drum set. Each of the 88 keys is assigned to a different percussion sound. You can play with it for a whole day. Next is the velocity setting. It is on by default. Turn it off. This is the same as touch sensitivity. When you play piano that is not touch sensitive, all the notes comes out the same volume, which sound unnatural. Turn velocity on and you get a natural piano sound. You can hear a passage of music sound loud and another sound soft. Change the instrument to harpsichord and put velocity back on the display. An old instrument from the 18th century would sound funny when it is touch sensitive. Turn velocity off and you get the feel of a period instrument. The last is sleep mode. By default it is on, which means the keyboard would shut off when it is idle for 10 minutes. When the setting is off, the keyboard would stay on. The Clavier Piano has a very good metronome for the money. Turn it on and you hear single beats. Hold the round knob until tempo comes up, press it once more, then turn to the plus and see how fast it can go. The tempo is going past 200. Turn back the other way and stop at 100. Guess you can adjust an old-fashioned metronome with a swinging pendulum or a phone app faster. Press the button and you can switch to 2/4, 3/4, or 4/4. Play a tune on top of the beat. To drop the volume, press tone, and turn the knob to the minus. To go the other way, turn to the plus. Turn it off. The problem with most built-in metronome is that the ticking sound is as loud as the music, which can be distracting. If you have a portable metronome or use a phone app, the least you can do is move it further away to sound quieter. The Clavier Piano does have a record play button. It is very simple. Hold the button down until you see record on. When done, press the same button and playback will start. Press the round knob if you want to stop the playback before it gets to the end. Next, save the recording to the computer. Plug in the USB microphone adapter and a stereo cable to the MP3 socket at the back. The keyboard has no memory, so don't switch it off until you save your recording. On the computer we'll use the sound recording program WavePad. First go to Options and check the recording device is on plug and play microphone. Adjust the record volume. Press record when ready. Stop the recording and save it as a WAV file. While the recording is still in memory, we can actually change the playback to different instruments. Cool. Next, test the keyboard as MIDI input. Plug in the USB end of the power cord to the computer. Open the program MuseScore. Close the startup menu and leave the default score on the screen. Input some notes and chords. The Clavier Piano works well as a MIDI device. Now comes the ultimate test. The beginning of a Bach Sinfonia will be played with the default piano sound to hear how the Clavier Piano stacks up against the full-size Yamaha P125. The intro will be played with the Yamaha and then the Clavier Piano will take over. Here we go. After listening to some lovely harmonies, how well did the Clavier Piano do compared to the full-size Yamaha keyboard? It did a wonderful job. The piano sound has a lot of resonance. To be honest, none of the cheaper portable keyboards has an accurate acoustic piano sampling, so you're not going to get a realistic piano sound. The Clavier Piano has a nice sound, sort of like a music box that you'll enjoy listening to for hours. The keys are touch sensitive, although few cheap digital keyboards have weighted keys similar to that of an acoustic piano. The touch is more like that of a Yamaha P125 or a Casio CTK keyboard without 88 keys that are already in the market for a few years. Very few keyboards for traveling have weighted keys that would add weight to the instrument. The Clavier Piano has over 100 sound effects and rhythms you can experiment with, and hours of enjoyment. The best thing about the Clavier Folding Piano is that it is light and compact. You can take it anywhere like a guitar or a violin. With a portable stand, you can set it up quickly for street performances for a few hours running off the rechargeable battery. Having 88 keys is an added bonus. The full-sized Yamaha P125 at 80 pounds or 36 kilograms is not as easy to carry around. After testing the Clavier Folding Piano, is it a good buy? This is an acceptable instrument for piano starters who want something affordable in the beginning before getting a better one. If you're into technical classical repertoire, you'd want a keyboard with weighted keys at home. As an instrument for busking or a second instrument for traveling, definitely. It's a keyboard you'd enjoy playing pieces that are not too technical for hours. The Folding Piano 88 from Carry-On makes plastic noise as you play. Despite being more portable, the four pieces that are joined together are not rigid enough to put on a portable keyboard stand without a solid board underneath. The width and height of the keys are a bit off and don't feel like piano keys. The designers of the Carry-On keyboard cut too many corners for it to be an ideal instrument except as a MIDI input device. The one thing the company can improve on is technical support. If you have a question regarding any of the features on the Clavier Piano, you won't find it on the Clavier Piano site. They don't have a technical support page to answer questions or resolve technical issues. At the moment there seems to be just one demo video from the company on YouTube showing how good the Clavier Piano sounds, but nothing on the different features, so you have to rely on the manual to figure things out. Besides using the default piano sound, you can hook up the USB MIDI cable to the computer and use the acoustic sound samples from Pianoteq. Here the instrument selected is NY Steinway D with the sound coming out of the computer speakers. And you can get other grand piano sounds including Bechstein and Petrov. Nice. According to the manual, the Clavier Piano can be connected to a few phone apps like GarageBand using Bluetooth, which we haven't explored. The Clavier Folding Piano is a delightful instrument to play, although it has a few shortcomings. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. Have fun with the Clavier Piano 88. And thank you for watching.